You see the example here, it says P and Q. This is P, this is this also. Here. You have a point P here on the circle. You have a Q. PQ is a chord. Okay. Coordinates are given. They say M is a midpoint here, M. Midpoint of PQ. The line L, it's this line, the one perpendicular to the PQ, passes through the points M and C. This line passes through the point M and the center. Then directly this is perpendicular. Okay. It says find an equation for L. How do I know it's perpendicular? Because this line intersects PQ, the chord PQ, and it passes through the center. Then directly it's perpendicular. So this is a perpendicular bisector. They want the equation of this line here. You want the equation of this line. So we can say the equation of this line is y equal mx plus c. Type. As I said before, you need the gradient and you need a point to get c. You need a point on the line. You can get m, midpoint, so there will be no problem here. But for the gradient, you need 2 points on the line to get the gradient. You don't have c, you don't have the center. If you have the center, you can get the m directly using, you can get the gradient directly using this point and that one. But you don't have c, you don't have the center. So what to do? Get the gradient of PQ. Okay, and because a line L is perpendicular to PQ, so its gradient will be -1 over M. Okay, type. Let's do it. So first get the midpoint M. So you say, okay, mid, and start from A. Midpoint M is add -7 plus 3 over 2 and -1 minus 5 divide 2 also. So this is going to be -4 to here, 6, so it's -3. So the point is -2, -3. Then find the gradient. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. You can say this is x1, y1, and you can say this is x2, y2. So this is -5, -1 over 3, -7. So that's -5 plus 1, that's -4. 3 plus 7, that's 10. So the gradient will be divide 2, be -2 over 5. Is there any problem here?
لغاية هنا كويس.
Type. So this is the gradient of what? This is the gradient of PQ. Therefore, gradient of L will be what? Will equal -1 over M. يعني flip and change the sign. So it's 5 over 2. And change the sign. It's negative, make it positive. After this, write the equation y equal mx plus c. So it's 5 over 2 x plus c. We want c. Use the midpoint. So using the midpoint, using -2 and -3. You get substitute back here in the equation of the line. So it's -3 equal 5 over 2 times -2 plus c. This will cancel, negative will go to positive, so c will be 2, and the equation will be y equal 5 over 2 x plus 2. Up till here, any problems?
No, sir.
Type. Let's continue. It says next, given that the y coordinate of c is -8, so this point c, it's like x and y. Y is -8. They say show that x is -4. يعني as if they are saying find the coordinate of C. Just give me a second, please. Yeah, Adam. We have the midpoint M, right? With the coordinates what? -2 and -3. That's M, capital M. Okay. Type. So we have this line MC. Okay, this is the equation of the line y equal 5 over 2x plus m plus 2. What's the gradient of the line here? What's the gradient of line L or line MC?
Y equals 5x.
What's the gradient? It's 5 over 2. This is the gradient.
Yeah, 5 over 2.
So, هنا gradient of L is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. The gradient is 5 over 2 equals 2 points on the line. 2 points. You have M and you have C. Coordinates of M, these are the coordinates of M. Let's call it x1, y1. The other one, x and -8. X and -8. So we do -8 minus -3. So it will be here. -8 minus -3. And x negative -2 or minus -2. Are you following? Do you understand what I'm doing?
Yes, sir.
Type. So it's 5 over 2 equal. This is like -8, but this is 5, -5 actually, over x plus 2. So what to do next? You can cross multiply with 5x, cross multiply. Get 5x plus 10 for -10. Move this to the other side. So 5x will be -20. So x will be -4. And this is exactly what they were asking for. They are saying prove that it equals -4. So it's correct. Then they say find the equation of the circle. طيب احنا to find the equation of the circle we need what? We need the center. Equation of the circle. You need the center AB and you need the radius. Center we have it already. Yani we have the center which is -4 and what? And -8. They said this. They said it's -8. We have x -4. So that's the center. Type. We need the radius. How to find the radius? How to find the radius? Now pay a good attention here. To find the radius, you can find the distance from the center, the point P. Okay, pay attention here, please. Huh? The center, the radius simply would be the distance from the center to point P. This distance. This is the radius. Huh? This is radius ولا لا?
Yeah.
It's the distance من الcenter للpoint موجودة على الcircle. So this is the radius. So find the distance from the center to point P. How to find distance? I said it last time. I said what? How to find distance?
y2 minus y1.
لا. Last time I wrote it and I said memorize it. It's very important, but you didn't memorize it. What's the formula we use to find the radius or to find the distance in general? Distance formula. What's the distance formula?
Square root and then x1 plus x2 square and then y1 plus y2 square.
No. It's x2 minus x1 whole power 2 plus y2 minus 1 minus y1 whole power 2. This is the distance formula. So it's minus 4 minus minus 7 all power 2 plus y2, it's negative 8 minus minus 1 all power 2. يعني it's 4 plus negative 4 plus 7, that's 3 squared, plus this is negative 8, so it's going to be minus 7 all power 2. It's minus 7 all power 2. This is going to be square root 9 plus 49. So it will be 50 square root 58. Are you following?
Yeah.
So the equation of the circle would be x minus a. This is the center. So a here will be negative 4. So this is plus 4 all power 2 plus y plus 8 all power 2 equal this value squared. So equal the root here 58 squared. So the root will cancel. Are you following, Yana?
Yes, sir.
Equal 58. This is the equation we need. تمام? So here again, part A, the equation is y equal mx plus c. You need a point on the line that would be the midpoint m. And for the midpoint here, Adam, we use capital M. Capital M, not small m. Small m means gradient. So we add 2 and 12, 2 and 10, that's 12 over 2. So it's 6. 3 and 1, 4 over 2, that's 2. So the midpoint here is 6 and 2. The gradient of line L would be the same gradient as RS, but you flip it and you change the sign. So if you find the gradient of RS, layer y2 minus y1, it will be 1 minus 3 over 10 minus 2. That's minus 2 over 8. That's negative 1 over 4. This means the gradient of the L will be what? Gradient of L will be, you flip this one. لأن إحنا, we have found the gradient of RS, this line. And this line and the line L are perpendicular. So you flip it, you flip the gradient and you change the sign. So it will be 4x plus c. Use the point. C will be negative 22. So the equation will be y equal 4x minus 22. After this, they say find A. Find the A for the center. How would you find the A of the center?
We'll substitute y into the equation y equals mx plus c.
Yes, you can do that, طبعا. Because this point is on the line, you can do that. And you have A equal 5. So now you know that this is 5 and minus 2. Part C, they say find the equation of the circle. Equation of the circle, you know the equation of the circle. It's x minus a. Equation of the circle is x minus a all squared plus y minus b all squared equal the radius squared. A and B we have it already اللي هو السنتر. بس المشكلة R, the radius. We don't have the radius. So how to find the radius?
How to find the radius?
Yes, I told you this before. To find the radius,
y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1.
This is the rule for finding the radius. Y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1.
Wait 1 second. It was what was it again?
It's the
Sure, I
distance.
forgot.
It's the distance from the center to the point R. It's this distance
Distance.
from the center to this point. How would you find this distance, Yana? How would you find the distance R here? The distance formula. What's the distance formula?
Yeah.
Huh?
Sorry?
What is the distance formula? What's the rule for the distance between 2 points?
Square root x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared.
Okay. So in this case, to find R, you do square root of x2 minus x1 power 2 plus y2 minus y1 whole power 2. The 2 points you will be using are these 2 points here. Here, center and R. We have the center 5 minus 2. You have R2 and 3. So you can get this. You'll see that it's radical 34, which means the equation will be x minus 5 whole power 2 plus y plus 2 whole power 2 equal root 34 power 2. And the rule is r squared. Okay? And that's it. Clear?
Yeah.
Right, خلاص. I think this is it for this point. For this point, let's move on to the last point. This is the last point in the lesson. This point is about circumcenter of a triangle. What's a circumcenter? Now, let me explain. In this point, we say for any given triangle, Adam, for any given triangle, it is possible to draw a circle passing through the vertices of this triangle. For any given triangle, you can draw what? You can draw a circle. Okay. The center of the circle is called circumcenter of the triangle. It's called the circumcenter. You see, this point is the center of the circle, like here. This is circumcenter. This is the center, center of the circle. If I ask you what's this, you say this is the center of the circle. For the triangle, this point is called circumcenter. Okay. Okay, what's special about the word circumcenter, Yani? If you draw, yeah, Adam, pay attention, please. If you draw perpendicular bisectors to the chords, what chords? هنا we have 3 chords. The 3 sides of the triangle are called chords. These are chords. Okay? If you draw perpendicular bisectors for each one, يعني you go to the midpoint like this. هنا. Okay, like this. This is the midpoint of this chord. And you draw a perpendicular line. This way. Okay? So this is perpendicular. This part equals this part. And then for the other chord, you also draw a perpendicular line. So this is perpendicular. This part equals this part. You will see that the 3 perpendicular lines will pass through what? The center of the circle. The 3 perpendicular lines will pass through the center of the circle. Yalla, draw this. Draw this.
Okay.
But in the exact same way. Yeah.
Which, the thing in blue or the other?
This.
Yeah.
Let's see a question, you know. Now, before the question, there's like a couple of properties you have to know about them. Also important, pay attention يا Adam. We said for any given triangle, we can draw a circle passing through the vertices of the triangle. Type, very good. Now, there is an important property. If one side of this triangle, here you can see this one side, here, this one side of the triangle, is a diameter, this is a diameter, yeah, this is a side of the triangle, and at the same time, this is a diameter of the circle. This means that the opposite angle is 90 degrees. Okay, so angle PRQ is 90, therefore PQ is a diameter. Okay, PQ is a diameter. You understand this?
Mm-hmm.
So for any given circle, yeah, Adam, if I have a triangle and one side of this triangle is passing through the center, I draw it, this is the triangle here. It means this angle is 90. Why? Because the opposite side is passing through the center of the circle, so it's a diameter. Also, keep in mind that if we draw, as I said before, the perpendicular bisectors. So if I draw a perpendicular to this to this point, perpendicular bisector, it will pass through the center of the circle. So this is perpendicular, this, it will pass through the center of the circle. Same for this side. If I draw perpendicular, this is perpendicular, it will also pass through the center of the circle. Okay, this is very important. Yeah. Pay attention, I'm gonna solve this question.
Okay.
Here they say the points A, B, C are given and they lie on a circle. Show that AB is a diameter of the circle. How would you prove that AB is a diameter? According to the rule we said if this angle is 90 degrees, then AB is a diameter. So what you have to prove actually is you have to show that this angle is 90. How would you do that, yeah, Adam? And pay good attention. You know Pythagorean theorem. You know Pythagoras?
Mm.
What's Pythagoras?
A square plus B square equals C square.
Tamam. So Pythagoras says if you have a triangle and this triangle is a right, if it is a right angle triangle, then we can say this is A, we can say this is side B, we can say this is side C. If it is a right angle triangle, then C squared equal A squared plus B squared. But what if we don't know it's a right? Then we have to test. Test what? We test this rule. We check, is C squared equal A squared plus B squared? Is it? If it is yes, then this angle is right. So what we want to do now is to find the sides. We want to find side C, side A, and side B. Okay, and then we check Pythagorean theorem. So how would you find first side C? How would you find side C? Hi, Adam.
C equal, we add A and, oh yeah, we square root the number we get.
What number?
You know how C square equal A square plus B square?
Yeah.
So the number we get from A square plus B square, we square root it and that gives us C.
Yeah, Ibni. Ibni, I'm asking how to find the distance C. AB.
Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus X1.
الرول اللي انت بتقوله ده يا ادم ان whenever I ask you a question you answer with this rule. What is this rule? Can you tell me what's this rule and when we should use it, this rule? You're
We
saying
won't use it to find the, oh no, we use this to find the midpoint.
we use this rule to find the midpoint?
Oh no,
Huh? We use this rule for what? يا ابني we
We
took
use
this
it
we took this a
for
lot in paper 1 and in paper 2 like hundreds of times. يعني you wrote this rule hundreds of times in so many numbers of questions. What is the name of this rule and when should you use it? This one. يعني
find the gradient.
not whenever I ask you a question you say y2 minus y1 over x2. No, this is wrong. ده معناه انك مش فاهم حاجة. This
احنا
rule
عايزين نلاقي الدايمتر.
This rule is used, as you said, now. Now you said it. You said to find the gradient. You gave me so many choices, and at the end you said gradient. Gradient is correct. So if you want the gradient, m small m, then use this rule. Did I ask you about the gradient here? Did I ask about the gradient of
No, you
AB?
asked about C.
I'm asking about C is distance. Distance. The distance from A to B. This distance. This is the distance. Like when you say 3 centimeter, 5 centimeter, I want a distance.
Okay, so we use x2 minus x1 square root x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square.
Yes, so whenever we need a distance, we use the distance formula. We don't use the gradient formula. Okay?
Okay.
Type. Now, this is x1, y1, x2, y2.
Mm-hmm.
So this is 4 minus 8, that's plus 8 squared, plus y2, that's 5 minus 1 squared. That will be 12 power 2, that's 144, plus 4 power 2, that's 16. So what's the answer here? Put what?
144 plus C. Square root 160.
Okay, we got C. I want you in the exact same way to get A and tell me it's root what, and to get B and tell me it's root what. يلا يا آدم. So I'm gonna find A. I'm gonna use the 2 points B and C. So it's 5. So I'm gonna use X first. So x2, that will be 4 minus 4, it means plus 4. This is your mistake. Plus y2, that will be 9 minus 5 all squared. Are you following, Adam? Adam?
Yes, sir.
So this is 64 plus 16. That's root 80. Do you see this?
Yeah.
So it's not 16, it's 80. B, you already have it 80. Then you test. Is C squared equal A squared plus B squared? يعني is 160 squared root 160 squared equal root 80 squared plus root 80 squared? Is it?
160.
Is it true ولا لا? Insert the page. Is this true? Yes, it's 160
yeah.
equal 80 plus 80. Yes, true. Therefore, angle, what angle do we have? ACB is 90 degrees. Therefore, angle ACB is 90 degrees. Therefore, AB is the diameter. I said, if this angle is 90, then AB is the diameter. So, therefore, AB is a diameter. You get this, Adam?
Yes, sir.
Second part of the question, they say find the equation of the circle. To find the equation of the circle, what do you need? Find the equation of the circle, what do you need?
Y equal mx plus c.
Y equal mx plus c. This is the equation of the circle. Adam.
Yeah.
Equation of the circle is y equal mx plus c.
Sorry, no, it's what was it again?
What's the equation of the circle?
Do we do
We do what? You don't know the equation of the circle, yeah, Adam?
Here is it x minus h square plus y minus k square equal r square.
K H احنا we use A and B. It's the same thing, no problem. Okay. We've been studying this. This is maybe the fifth lesson we خلاص we study the circles or the fourth one. So you have to know this by heart. عارف يعني ايه know it by heart؟ يعني زي اسمك تحفظه زي اسمك. X minus A power 2 plus Y minus B power 2 equal R squared. You need the center AB and you need the radius. Do we have the center? Do we have it? This center. Do we have it? This center? You know the point for the center?
No.
Huh?
No.
How would we get it?
We do m. Wait, so m is equal to x1 plus x2 over 2.
Yes.
And then
good. So you get yes, you get the midpoint. Correct. Midpoint for A and B. Correct. Because AB is the diameter, so the midpoint capital M is simply negative 8 plus 4 over 2. That's negative 2. The center will be negative 8 plus 4 over 2. And the other coordinate would be 1 plus 5 over 2. 1 plus 5 over 2. So this is a negative 2 and a 3. This is the center. Type. How about the radius? How would you get the radius?
we substitute
Substitute what exactly?
the values of x and y.
Values of x and y. Which x and y? You mean the midpoint, yani?
Yeah.
You substitute the midpoint, this negative 2 and 3, substitute it where?
You know how it's x minus a square plus y minus v square?
لا يا لا لا لا, it's not like this. To get the radius is distance. When I say find the radius, I'm saying find the distance. What's the radius here? It's the distance from the midpoint to point B or to point A. This is the radius. Yani from capital M to A, MA yani, that's a radius. Or MB, that's also a radius. You already have AB, which is side C from the beginning. This is AB. This is AB, side AB. Okay, this root 160. Root 160. So what to do, ya Adam? Radius is diameter divide 2. Very simple. You don't need to do anything. Just divide the root 160, divide 2. And keep it this way. Don't do anything. Okay. Then substitute. X minus minus 2, that's plus 2 squared. Y minus 3, because this is A and B. Power 2 equal R squared. So equals, put 160, divide 2, all power 2. When you square a root, the root is cancelled. So it's 160 divide 4 because you also square 2. So 160 divide 4, that's 40. So the equation will equal 40. And here, be like this. Is it clear, Adam?
Yes, sir.
Example 14 says the points P, Q, R lie on the circumference of a circle. So we have a circle. Okay. It's not exactly a circle, but يعني, think of it as a circle. Okay. So, and we have points 3, 11, and minus 7. So let's say here we have minus 7. This is R. Let's say this is R. Okay. And then we have P here. And we have point Q. Let's say point Q is here. Okay, so 3 points. P, R, Q. The equation of the perpendicular bisector of PQ is y equal to x. Where is PQ? It would be a chord. يعني if you draw a chord يا Adam, pay attention. This is PQ. So this is the chord PQ. If we draw a perpendicular bisector, معناها it should be a line perpendicular like this and passing through the center. We learned this before. And the perpendicular bisector will always pass through the center of the circle here. Okay. They are saying the equation of this perpendicular bisector, the red line, is y equal to x. Find the equation of the perpendicular bisector of PR. So they are talking about another perpendicular bisector. So if we connect these 2 points, we have another chord. If we draw a perpendicular bisector here, it will look like this. That's a perpendicular bisector here. The perpendicular bisector of PR. We want the equation of this one. It's y equal mx plus c. We want this equation. So what do we need? We need m, the gradient, and we need c. What's c? Tell me, Adam, how to get c first? You need a point. Do we have a point on this blue line? Do we have a point on this blue line? How would you get the point?
Yes, sir.
Which point?
Do you mean that the red and the blue line intersect?
No.
No, then we don't have a point.
Then we need to get a point. How would you get a point? You could get what? You could get this point here. How would you get this point here?
Same way we did the last one.
This point is the midpoint of R and P, PR. So this could be a midpoint.
Formula for M.
So M. That would be -7 plus 3, that's -4 over 2 minus 2. 16 and 6, that's 24 over 2, that's 12. You have the midpoint, okay, get the gradient. How to find the gradient,
Gradient?
Yes.
We do y2 minus y1.
Yes.
Over x2 minus x1.
Okay, can you tell me what's y2 and y1? What should I substitute?
Wait, so are we using the points 11, 12, and minus 7 and 6?
We are trying to find the gradient of what exactly?
Of the blue line.
Type. We cannot find the gradient of the blue line because we don't have 2 points. We need 2 points to find the gradient. Don't have 2 points on the blue line. So what to do instead? We find the gradient of the green line, PR. PR. And because the 2 lines are perpendicular, yani PR and the blue line are perpendicular, then the gradient of the blue line would be -1 over M. M is simply the gradient of the green line. Yani this is m. For the blue line, it will be minus 1 over m, the gradient. Yani you flip this gradient and you change the sign. So now I'm trying to find m. M of what exactly? M of the green line, because I have the coordinate, because I have 2 points. What 2 points? P and R. So find the gradient of the green line here. M, the chord M. Huh? Can you find it?
Okay.
Substitute يا ابني. You have PR 2 points. Just substitute.
Okay, so 3 and 16, and then minus 7 and okay, so x1 y1 x2
يعني if this is x1 y1, this is x2 y2.
ماشي. فهي y2 so 16
So 16 minus 6 divide 3 minus 7, that's plus 7.
3 plus
That's
7
10 over
so
10
equals
يعني
to
1.
10 over 10, which is 1.
So the gradient for the perpendicular bisector will be, يعني if we do negative 1 over m, it will be negative 1. Right?
Negative 1. Yeah.
So our equation will be y equal negative 1x. Yeah, negative x. Take this negative 1, we use it. So it's negative x plus c. How to get c? Use the point. So c will be 14, which means the equation will be negative x plus 14. That's the equation of the perpendicular bisector of PR. Okay, what's the center of the circle? How to find the center of the circle? The black dot at the center here. This. How to find this?
Sorry?
I'm saying this center. How would you find the center? Now, I think 14 is not correct. This 14 is not correct. I'm going to tell you why. The midpoint هنا. Again, the midpoint. This midpoint. The midpoint. We do 16 plus 6. It's 24. Something is wrong here. Just a second. 16 plus 6. 16 plus 6, that's 4, and it's 22. It's not, I don't know why I thought it's 24. 16 and 6 is 22, not 24. So this is 11. 11, okay. 11. So 11 and 2, it will be 13. Still, yeah, you see, this is negative and negative is positive 2. Move it to the other side, it would be negative 2. So actually this 11, it's 11 minus 2. 11 minus 2, that's 9. So this is plus 9. Yeah, now it's correct. Very good. Now it's correct. Okay, Adam, are you following?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the equation of the perpendicular bisector. Type B. How to find the midpoint? I mean the center. How to find the center? The only way you can find the center is by solving the two equations simultaneously. These two lines. You see the two lines here intersect at the center. The two lines, let me insert a page. The two lines intersect at the center. What two lines? This line and the given perpendicular bisector. There was a given اللي هي y equal 2x. This one, the red one, y equal 2x. فإحنا we have to solve these y equal 2x. We have to solve these simultaneously and get the intersection point. How? Very simple. Just put them equal. So you can say 2x equal negative x plus 9, which means 3x will equal 9, which means x equal 3. Go back and substitute to get y, 6. So the intersection or the center will be 3 and 6. That's part B. تمام؟ طيب. Now for part C, they say work out the equation of the circle. Again, what's the equation of the circle? Tell me.
X minus A
أيوة.
plus square plus Y minus B square
Equal.
R square.
Do we have A and B?
A and B?
Yes.
No.
What's A and B?
The length.
A and B. Length? Length of what?
No, sorry. Their sides. هما sides ولا angles?
Angles? What angles? Angles A and B. This is the equation of the center. Equation of the circle. A and B would be what? A and B is the center يا آدم. انت بتتكلم عن ايه؟ angles ايه؟ sides ايه؟
No, I got confused with something else, sorry.
Circle. There's a center. A and B. Now يا ابني, this is the fourth lesson. We do this. Fourth lesson. You should not make any mistake. يعني this would be acceptable if this is the first time we learn it, but this is the fourth time. Type. So A and B is the center. Do we have the center?
Center?
Yes.
No.
Do we have this point, the midpoint هنا, the black one?
No.
لا, we have it طبعا. What do you mean by no? I just got it يا ابني. Part B. This is the center. I wrote it here حتى.
Oh yeah.
This is A and B. Type. So x minus 3 squared plus y minus 6 squared equal
2 minus 3 squared.
R squared. So? What's R? What's R here?
The radius.
Yeah, how to find the radius?
We do
radius is a distance. How to find it?
Square root x plus 1 x1 plus x2 square minus y2 minus plus y1 square.
You need 2 points. What 2 points you will use? Find the radius.
The 7 and 7, 6. Sorry.
You need the center. The center and any point on the circle. يعني you can find this distance هنا. Or you can find this distance. Or you can find this distance. The distance between the center and any point on the circle. You understand? So
yeah.
If you find the center here, if you can find the distance between the center and Q, the points of the circle Q, then you can find the radius. So let's use Q, 11 and 12. So I'm going to use the center, 3, 6, and 11 and 12. So the radius will be 11 minus 3 power 2 plus 12 minus 6 power 2. That will be 9 power 2, that's 81. Oh, it's not 80, it's 8 power 2. That's 8 power 2, that's 64 plus 36. That's root 100, which is 10. So the radius is 10. So the equation will be x minus 3. This is, as I said, r squared. All power 2. Are you following or are you lost? Got lost?
Following.
This is r, 10 power 2. So it's 100 here. You get this?